Well, we are live streaming now on our YouTube channel, the Mohanji Foundation YouTube channel. Greetings, everybody. Thank you so very, very much for joining us. I don't see myself here, so it's me. Hello. And I think we're going to be put on speaker view. We are streaming live, and I trust everyone, each one of you as well. And as you're aware that over the last 5 weeks, we've been introducing you to the Mohanji Foundation's first counselors, and we hear about how the Mohanji Foundation evolved from being from a board to a very expansive council. And the Mohanji Foundation, as you're aware, and as we have come to know, is indeed recognized globally for its massive service to the communities, to the world, in adding value to the world. And it is so vast and so amazing. And it has also been widely respected and recognized and received several awards for its selfless service to the world. And today we are going to be talking to we are wrapping or concluding this series of introducing you to the global counselors with our dear Devi Mohan. And she is the global ambassador of the foundation, aside from wearing very, very many hats, very busy. And she's joining us from the United States in Virginia, where it's very early in the morning and it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon in India. It's 12, just after 12:30 p.m. here in South Africa. So it's so beautiful to have all of you here. And we have our assistants, technical assistants from Singapore. Today it's Boyana Fabel as well. And we are so grateful to you. Thank you very much. And I'm going to bring in now Devi. Thank you so much for being here, Devi. It's such a joy to have you. And thank you for making this time for us. I know how busy you have, such an incredibly busy schedule. With your programs and as well as travel but you still made this time for us. So thank you so much.
Well, this is really important, and thank you for your amazing contribution, Ami, because this will go down the records of history. And I do realize when I reflect back, we take so many things for granted. And I'm really happy that you did this series because, as I said, it is historic what is happening right now.
Devi, you've been with Mohanji Foundation right from the very outset, even before there was no foundation. So you actually saw the birth of this foundation, even before from the very idea of the thought together with Mohanji. It must have been challenging as well as fulfilling at the same time and exciting. Tell us about your experiences being there right at the very outset of the birth of Mohanji Foundation.
Yes, just recently we celebrated Mohanji's birthday in Ganeshpuri, and I saw this barren land, and it just created this image in my head. When you see a barren land where it's still uncultivated, and then you see those first flowers coming up, first buildings, and eventually it all becomes a beautiful center, right? So same like that image I would compare with the very beginnings of Mohanji Foundation and ACT Foundation. And it was such an honor to be there when it was still a barren land, there was nothing. And those very first steps for me, everything changed with the power of purity meditation. And that very first step into the public from Mohanji, who was so introverted and never saw himself doing that. And I'm just so grateful that I was there, I could give my contribution. I remember that very first public meditation, around 40 people were there. And he was still, reading it from a paper. It hasn't been recorded as yet, And then once that meditation came through, it just opened up. The entire momentum, was created, and it opened up the doors for Manji to start expressing and really sharing the nectar with humanity.
And look where it's come. Yes, sorry, Devi. You see where it's come to today is so massive, a global impact. I mean, when we've spoken a lot about the Global Impact Report, which was released in February this year, in Mumbai at the Global Summit of Mohanji Foundation, and it's a story that is like it's hard to believe, but we see the impact in the world. It's there to see, so it's definitely not pie in the sky or anything like that. It's very relevant today. What do you think has been the massive success, or is behind this massive success of the foundation in its absolute amazing service to the world?
Definitely, what is behind it is the divine grace. It's also Mohanji's utmost dedication. As he said, I offered myself, and you really see that he has given himself. It's totally 100% there, and it's very inspiring for all of us. I personally always aim whenever I conduct any program to also just really give my full, not full attention, but all my heart, all my energy, as if I'm doing it for the very first time, because this is how it's supposed to be. When you choose your path and your life mission, you first go through a phase of choosing and weighing it and comparing. But once your heart recognizes the path, then it's all about just being in that space of sharing and understanding that we are all one. And this is just us expressing who we are in the world without expecting anything in return. So on one side, it was divine grace, Mohanji being emptied of ego and being completely dedicated, and then transferring, just like a candle next to the fire, transfers that drive to other people who catch on the flame, and then they also want to become part of that grace and become an instrument. So it's all been very organic. Nobody got paid, nobody got persuaded. People have to recognize this path from their heart. They need to come forward. They need to offer, and then they continue creating further. Everybody gives their unique contributions. So we are not supposed to be copies of one another, but authentic, unique, and give our unique gifts. And that's what the beauty of this path truly is.
Mm, that is so absolutely awesome. And then, the growth, you've been there, you've seen its challenges, you've seen its highs and its lows, and but never lost faith. It was always there, and lifted by divine grace and soaring really and continuing to soar. So, Devi, now we've seen also before the emergence of the Council of Nine. It was the Mohanji International Board, and then that has now evolved into the council. How do you see the council? It's quite an expansive, or how can I say, council as well? Nine people, a bigger council. What are your views and thoughts about this?
Yes, I was a bit surprised when the whole council story came up, but then I understood. I understood. I know that Mohanji was guided to create this, and we have to think also beyond the physical existence of Mohanji. We have to think about the importance of keeping the boat steady, and it would not be fair if actual regulating, governing, decision-making body was one person or a group of people who just meet behind the scenes. This had to be made in a like democratic way, and nine of us have been chosen by merit, by consistency, by purity of the heart. There are different criteria, but mainly the dedication and consistency and connection. And each council member is special in its own way, and I really love and respect deeply all of them. And Madhu as a CEO, or myself as Mohanji's wife, we don't have a stronger vote than someone else, right? We are all equally represented. And I've been, contemplating about this for a while. Like when we visit other ashrams, like for example, Skandavale is very close to my heart because I love the brothers and sisters of Skandavale. And when their guru Subramanyam left his body, he also left a council of swamis, right? So and they've been going through their own challenges and turbulences, and that was the time when the council kept the boat steady. So I feel Right now, Mohanji is with us, and he wants to see the council working in harmony. And if needed, very rarely we consult with him, but mainly it's not needed. But we still have the comfort of knowing that he is there, and if there's something we need to ask, we can clarify it with him. So it's really good that the council is working now when Mohanji is with us, and we will gain enough experience and confidence to then keep the boat steady when he's not there physically as well. But we know that he will be with us in consciousness. However, I've seen other organizations, where after the master leaves his body, there were problems, there were splits, right? So it's not an easy task because we have to maintain the purity, we have to protect that pure energy. And we know that this is a world of duality, and this kind of work of spreading the light never comes without challenges, right? So this is the way it is on this plane of existence. So we have to be realistic about it, and really stick together, and really have that purity of heart always present, and not have any personal agenda. So for that, it's really important to have a council, and I'm so honored to be in this council. I never take it for granted that just because I'm his wife, I'm supposed to be there. I always stay there just because I was first. Doesn't mean that there aren't other people who may connect to Margie's consciousness even more than me. So on spiritual path, you don't gain the merit by position, name, salary. It doesn't work like that. Again and again, you reinforce your connection with the consciousness. You serve by example. You lead by example. Like I see, for example, recently we had a program in Mumbai, and Madhu and his wife Preeti, they had all these boxes in their apartment, all these people coming in. They were doing 5, 6 different jobs. So just because one has a title of a CEO, it doesn't mean that you work less or you just boss around. No, we are all servant leaders, and we all lead by example. And Mohanji does the same. He's never stopped working. He's never been relaxing. So this is the nature of this path. So I would say Mohanji is by nature Raja Yogi, but his expression in the world is that of a humanitarian and a karma yogi. And that aspect of karma yoga kind of pushes forward the mission the most, backed by the grace of the tradition.
Yes, and although Moonji had a vision, and he actually saw the vision to fruition where the council is concerned, right? But he's not there to sit and prescribe and say this is the, but he's there to, as you said so beautifully, to advise and to bring clarity to to the running or the operations of the council. And it's really wonderful to have him here with us and to bring that cohesiveness to the council, the foundation, and all its amazing arms. So many different platforms that have arisen also from the motherboard of Mohanji Foundation. So, Devi, let's see. You come with your own very unique, specific brand of essence and how can I say, characteristics and gifts, I should say. I'd like to think of in terms of gifts. So your own special brand that you bring to the Global Council.
It kind of evolved over time. And yeah, just yesterday I conducted my very first Devi Circle within Mohanji Center of Benevolence here in USA. And us women were talking. And it was just brilliant. And I was really brought to tears several times. There was just so much of that, feminine connection, and vulnerability and softness, and just being like hardcore, genuine yourself, naked, in spiritual sense. And they were telling me that what they love the most about me is exactly being truthful, being vulnerable, being naked, just not holding back. And that was somewhere my own aim in this mission. I don't really attach to any of the titles. I don't carry that aura of somebody. I like to be one among the people, a woman with an open heart. And I don't want to pretend about anything. And I'm on this path because I truly feel it, not because of some benefits or egoistic motives. I do what I feel, and I'm blunt. I'm very natural. I like to be spontaneous, and I feel that this is my message, So in a way, I see my role in reaching out to new people who may sometimes find Mohanji a bit too intense, like it. Especially the Western people, they see this intense eyes and a deep voice and this big teachings, and some of them are like a bit hesitant. But then when they see me, they tend to connect with that sort of a light, childlike, natural being, and vulnerable and open heart of a woman. So I feel this is my contribution. And luckily, Monji never asked me to be holier than thou and to pose as his wife in any specific way. So he has allowed me to be myself. And in fact, that is his key teachings, be you. So I'm simply living his teaching. Yeah.
Yes, indeed, Devi Mohanji has truly inspired you, not only you, but so all of us, the whole world, those that are connected to him. And he's never asked you to be any shadow, but always, empowered you to shine in the fullness of your own brightness. And you have your own website. You're also an author with Devi now. The title of your book, Devi, Home for a Refugee. That's really beautiful, amazing. And you've contributed already so much in your own right to the world as well, not necessarily as the wife of Mohanji, but as Devi Mohan in your own right. Speak to us about the advent of your beautiful book,
Oh,
Devi, Home for the Refugee.
yeah. Home for a Refugee is an autobiography that, some said, like, aren't you a bit too young to be writing autobiographies? Like in your 40s, that's really normal. But it is normal for me because I had a very intense life, and I see this life as my second chance to really like go for it fully. So I've written about the war, near-death experience, dark night of the soul, many of these key experiences that formed me, and then opening up to the existence of higher masters and astral encounter with Mater Babaji, and then my intense search for the guidance, protection, and grace of the Guru Tattva. I understood from autobiography of a yogi that the greatest blessing is to have a living master. And I understood how deep are the traps of ego and the mind. And how spiritual ego is even more refined. And unless you have someone to really hit on your ego, your road is very, very long and narrow.
Yeah,
It's a big question whether you're going to reach the ultimate top of the mountain in this lifetime. But when you have a living master who sees much more than what you can see with your limited vision, your individual perspective, which is always tainted glass, tainted by ego. It's a really tricky path. So having a living master in one's life is an immeasurable blessing. And for me, I wanted to share in my book just how many ups and downs I had to go through to kind of crack that thick nutshell of ego and start walking the path. And now I've also shared just what kind of challenges we had, Mohanji and I, how I met Mohanji, and what kind of challenges we had on this path. So some people think it's easy. Oh, you just travel around, you smile around, you enjoy. They don't see the other side, just the what kind of a serious responsibility it is towards others and yourself. And it's like literally walking on a laser sharp edge and being vigilant, being responsible all the time. You just don't get a break from that, because there's in the world of duality there is the other side. There were attacks, there were big time challenges, and this is the truth for anyone who walks this path. Any master who ever lived was attacked, so if he wasn't, something is not right in the story, because the keepers of the matrix don't like anyone shining bright. So you want to break through the matrix, you have to be in your authentic light, at the same time deal with the pull of gravity that tries to pull you back, to say you're not really that great.
Yeah.
So
Well,
the book really shares many of these key messages, but in authentic nakedness. I didn't write this book to make myself look good. I wrote really just how it was, and about myself as a person, even about my other relationships and my own seeking, So it's not to just frame the identity of Devi Mohan, It's to go beyond the identities, beyond the dichotomy of the virgin and the whore, finding what is the purpose of and highest expression of a woman, where do we find our role models, where are our true archetypes as authentic, brave, loving, selfless women, so that whole message is there, but it's really not just about women, it's about everyone. So I feel everyone has something to find in this book, and I wouldn't have had, I have to say, enough guts and dedication, momentum to finish this book if it wasn't for Mohanji, because he really drilled me and pushed me. I just couldn't find the time. My schedule is so busy that I just couldn't find the quality time to write the book, and I didn't realize just what a gigantic task it is, because I've never written a book before. So it really squeezed everything out of me. It was like birthing something. And I really had to push hard. That final ending of the book was really like birthing a child. It was really
we
tough.
seem to, yeah,
But yeah, I'm so happy I pulled it
I
off.
mean,
And then this,
and you,
yeah.
well, we seem to be stuck here, so I can't actually change the settings. And I see Bayana's has gone. I'm not sure what's really going on. But anyway, Devi, I see, I bet. Then good. Is Bayana, are you still here? Okay. Um, that Devi is so young. I mean, you've lived several lifetimes in this one lifetime, right? And do we see a sequel coming too? Because the sequel is not over yet. There's still so much to do, so much that that you came with to really give expression to in this world of ours.
Yeah, I wouldn't be writing a new book anytime soon. I'm more focused on experiencing and living right now. I do intend to do the audio version of the book, and simply do my work, my mission. And if it comes, the feeling to do it once again, I will. But I haven't made that decision as yet.
Okay, Devi, it's just this going back to the council, right? So
Mhm.
Moji's here. He set the vision for it. He's brought clarity to it as well. I'd like to. You spoke about Raja Yoga, as you were speaking to us. You brought in the element of Raja Yoga. So briefly, how do you see the path of Raja Yoga and the preservation? I guess, in the sense that the council is also here to preserve Mohanji's vision of what Raja Yoga is, and so that there is going to be no deviation from the authenticity of the path of Raja Yoga.
Yes, it's not an easy path to understand, right? Because it is an amalgamation of karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga. So it all kind of comes together on one path, and it's not easy to avoid the usual attractions that things that pull the masses, like, for example, maybe some miracles and demonstrations of special powers. We don't have any of that. This is a very mature path, and one has to recognize the path in the heart. And our aim is to actually live the life of the masters, where you feel there's nothing in the outside world that you really need, that everything is within you, and that is what is being royal truly means. So the very first time when Mahatma Babaji, Mahavata Babaji entered Mohanji's body, and he spoke to me through Mohanji in his voice, but his presence was like so intense that, and Mohanji's skin was glowing golden and eyelids, and he was like in a completely like suspended state. Yeah. And that was the first time I heard those words. Yours is the royal path, the golden path. It was so powerful. Like on a mental level, I don't quite understand what it is, but within my heart, I knew that this is the highest path. You know. Now, when people belong to different groups or spiritual paths or religions, they all want to feel ours is the best, ours is the most special. But I do understand why royal is called royal. You know, so it is extremely hard to be in awareness all the time. You know, and to exist in the midst of noises and be the silence. So Monji has created platforms for our authentic expression. Like, go for it, go for the experience. You know, don't suppress, don't hide away, be bold. You know, go express, live. At the same time, he's created signature program Empowered to show, understand, you know, with your mind, here are the traps, here are the challenges, here are the goals. This is how you recognize when you're in ego. This is the way out. This is the way forward, you know. So he's just giving us the whole thing, the whole path, and the formula, you know. So, but you still have to walk. You have to walk the path, you know. You have to choose it with your free will. You have to choose it with your heart. It's never going to just be served on a platter. It's not possible. But it's such a big thing to actually be given this. And not everybody will immediately recognize this is their path, you know. So I wouldn't say that this is a path for big masses. You know, it's not commercial to that point. It's not that sexy, you know. But I still feel I like to introduce it in a joyous and light way, you know. So I've contributed through this conscious dancing and different, now the Devi circle, and different ways to actually just open it up in a like very joyous and authentic and light way, but also show the depth, you know, give it a bit of those hints, the invitation, come, go deeper, you can do it. You know,
Yeah.
so this is how I see it, as really the highest path, not easy to understand, but it is the path of dissolution. And the words like moksha, liberation, dissolution are not the usual unique selling point used by the marketing agencies. They do use Kundalini rising against sensationalism, right? So sensationalism sells, but not the actual deep inner work and transformation. That doesn't really sell, because you have to work hard. So when you tell somebody you have to work hard, that doesn't sell well, but it is the truth. And once it is recognized at the soul level, those people will join. That's all I can say. And I don't judge anyone. I don't say you are not at that level, you are at this level. No, my job is to just open up my heart, you know, live my truth, show this is the path. Whoever is meant to join will join. So we never go around canvassing people. We don't do that.
No, the path is not for canvassing. Devi, it has been such an honor and a privilege to to you today as one of the counselors, the nine, the first counselors of Mohanji Foundation. And I know this is it's exciting, but it comes with its own set of responsibilities as well. So it's pretty huge, right? But with having such capable people on the first council, you know, from all ages, diverse backgrounds, etc. You know, it's going to, and with Mohanji guiding it and bringing in the clarity, it can only go from strength to strength. And as we conclude, would you like to just bring us your concluding comments for today?
Yes, I had to share one thing. Before meeting Mohanji, I was on the other path, spiritual path called Art of Living. So for 3 years. And I had this really unique astral encounter with Sri Ravi Shankar, who was the guru of that path. And I was shocked at that time when, it clearly wasn't a dream because I had full sensation. Like I bowed down and he blessed me with his hand. I could feel the warmth on the back of my heart, like the full, very vivid. And that time he said, in his, unique style, you just watch what is happening in Art of Living, how the things are working, and one day you will have something of your own. So I, I came out of that, experience. I'm like, what on earth is he talking? What will I have of my own? Who am I? To have like because I was looking at this global Art of Living Foundation all over the world with these big ashrams and stuff. And at that time, I was in financial debts, and I was like at the bottom of a bottom. And and now, when I look, I was like, wow, this was all meant to be. And so he has seen it, and I'm also grateful to that path. It gave me a very nice base and intro this path, but that was not my path. This is my path, and I do understand what he was saying because when you are working with volunteers who are not paid and then they don't report to you in the scheme of the corporate world, and you continuously you have to rely on them. There's pressure, there's programs, there's big projects, there's continuously activity all around the globe. Sometimes it's difficult just to follow what all is happening, not to mention to actually work in it. So not getting overwhelmed, not getting frustrated, distracted, to keep your center, keep your cool, deal with people and their moods and emotions and karmic agendas, and still remain, joyous, light centered. Indeed, a royal path. So I see this amazing council as a regulating, steering, decision-making body that will keep the boat steady. I trust all its members. I love them all with my heart. And the number 9, symbolic of completion, it was they say it's a number of Sai Baba and the masters of our tradition. So I feel it's been already blessed, and we are simply just there to do our best and see the miracles unfolding.
It's truly awesome. And thank you so much again for being here, for bringing your essence and your presence on this channel in the series to conclude it as well. I am truly grateful for the opportunity to have been able to talk to all 9 counselors in not non-hierarchical, non-numerical order. So to wrap with you, it's been so truly wonderful and an amazing blessing. And I'm very deeply grateful to Mohanji and thank him for inspiring the session, the series. Thank you, Mohanji, and we've got a few other people, all the counselors who made the time available to come and speak to us, including your lovely self, Devi. I'm so deeply grateful. Thank you to all of you,
Thank you.
all 9 of you. Beautiful. And then from M House Media, I thank our dear M House Media, Nemanja Nedic, as well as our dear, beloved, beautiful Boyana, who's been with us to see of the series as well. Thank you to Lakshmi Mohanananda for the posters, as well as to Hanumathananda, who also had a hand in creating the template for the posters. So I'm so deeply grateful to all of you, and all the very best. And on this note, we say thank you, everybody. Go well, stay blessed always, and lots of love. Hey, please go and watch the series, right? Give us your likes and loves and leave your comments. And we'll be truly awesome of you. So with that, thank you, everyone. Go well.
Thank you, Amin.